Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be doing my TBR for February and I'm so excited! Okay, so first things first, I am not wearing this outfit in the second half of the video because I get too excited to make my TBR, so I build my TBR and then I go back typically and film the wrap up for the points from the month before. But I ended up filming in the afternoon and then did not have a chance to get around to filming the rest of this, so this is a couple days later. I also just got back from the gym and just was not feeling doing my makeup. So let's go through. Honestly, January was a absolute smash of a reading month. I had so many good reads. I am so excited to talk about them. I will be posting a January wrap up because I have lots to say. So this will just be some quick little snippets in my start ratings. Let's go through and we're gonna get to fill in the reading tracker score sheet for the first time. I'm really excited about that. Let's get the ones I did not read out of the way. I do not know where this book is. I have decided to unhaul it and I don't know where it's gone to. Maybe my sons ran off with it, but Genuine Fraud was my lowest rated book I owned, and I must agree because I did in fact DNF it. I'm trying to be better about DNFing something, and if I'm reading it and I'm like, I am just not feeling this. It was only like 200 and a couple pages, but I just was not feeling it and I would have rather been reading something else, and I'm honestly really glad that I didn't read it. So if you've read it and you're like, wow, this sounds really good, let me know. But I also don't do super great with a lot of YA. Like YA has to be a little bit, I don't want to say punchy, but like I have to really like it in order to read a lot of YA stuff that's not YA fantasy, because I do love YA fantasy. But yeah, this one was a DNF. I also can't decide because I don't want to punish myself for DNFing a book because I think, hey, that's like a good on you, way to know your boundaries. But I'll ask you guys, do you think I should get the +2? Do you think I should get the +2 of reading all the ones on the TBR if I DNF one? Like if I didn't read all of them this month, but like say I had read everything and then just DNF'd that one, do you think I should still get the +2 bonus for finishing the TBR? I can't decide. Because it's not like it's a punishment to not get it, but I'm just not sure. Also, I'm still recovering from the flu. I think I say that later in the video, but alas. I'm trying to look at all the prompts. Have them all lined up over here. Okay, the other two I did not get around to was Ariadne. I started this and I really like it, but then I can't remember what I got distracted by, but I got distracted by something. So I definitely think I'm gonna finish this, hopefully this month, but I also have a lot of reads coming out this month that I'm really excited about, and my dog is here. But that was for Greek mythology, so did not finish this one. And then for a title that doesn't have A in any of the words, I did Red Rising, and I did not get around to this, and I'm really bummed because I really want to read this, but I have a lot of like heavy hitter fantasies and sci-fis on my list, so I think I'm just gonna, I might not put this on a TBR because I feel like this is just gonna have to be read when it speaks to me. So now onto the ones we did read. Book with a color in the title. I read Yellowface and I gave this, I think, 4.5 stars. I might have given it 5. 4 stars. This book, I feel like even if you don't like lit fic, you've got to read this. This book is crazy. This main character is an idiot. Books with unlikable main characters are so interesting to me because like they're meant to be unlikable, and it is just, what a wild ride this book is. I feel like if you love books, you will enjoy this. It was just so interesting. So I did read this one. For a book that matched my current shirt, I read An Unmaking of June Farrow. Obviously does not match my current shirt right now. I gave this 5 stars. This definitely has a slower start, so if you start this and you're like, where is this going? But once the story picked up, I was obsessed. I also just love Adrienne Young's writing. I feel like it is so atmospheric. It really transports me to wherever the story is taking place, and I just love her writing. I want to read Fable, I think is by the one I'm thinking of, the pirate fantasy by her. I have not read those. I know those are young adult, but I feel like I'm just so curious what her writing would be like in those. Anytime I sit on the floor, I have to ask myself, why did I do this? Because the way, I cannot sit crisscross on the floor for a long period of time without my back just dying. Okay. You guys are gonna be really excited about this one. Book with an orange cover was the Illuminae Files. 4.7. Really, it's probably 5 stars. I feel like if I think about it for a little while, it's going to be a 5-star read. My only qualm is just how many times they drop the F-bomb. So many F-bombs. Not my fave. Literally, that is my only beef with this. So many of you in the comments of my January TBR were like, no, 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 listen to the audiobook, listen to the audiobook. So I listened because I'm always looking for a good audiobook, and if you're telling me this is gonna be a good audiobook, great. Typically, I don't like to buy a book like in multiple forms, if that makes sense, but I did get this from the thrift store for only $5, and I have a crap ton of Audible credits that I just haven't gotten around to using. Not free money, but felt like free money. Very girl math of me. I downloaded the audiobook, and I absolutely would tell everyone you 100% should download the audiobook. Full cast, there are sound effects. There was one time where there was like a intergalactic space fight happening, you know, and like the little, what I imagine as like Star Wars X-Wings fighters. That's not what they were, but they're like shooting their little guns, and the noise was like pew, 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 and I was doing the dishes, and I was like, wow, this is getting very intense. Anyways, so cool. I cannot wait to read the others. I'm going to do them on audiobook as well. But yeah, if you don't know, this book is an epistolary novel, which means it's told like through like letters and emails, and also like through an AI, but it definitely, that's why I think a lot of people either love this or hate. I think people love this or hate this, and the reason a lot of people don't like it is because they don't like that format, but it listens so well. Very like Daisy Jones and the Six listening. Like you're like, listen, there's so many voices, and it was crazy. I loved this. Definitely one of my favorite, if not my favorite audiobook I've ever listened to. So much happening. A lot of people also complain that like you just kind of get thrown in at the beginning, and they're like tossing all these words around that you don't understand. And it gets explained and you'll understand. So like don't let the first like 5 minutes confuse you and that be the reason you don't read it. Loved this. Thank you to everyone who told me to listen to the audiobook. 2023 release was The Graham Effect, and I gave this one, I think 4.5, 4.5. I love the Off-Campus series, and I have a hard time when it comes to like spin-offs. I'm like, do we feel like the author's just trying to like get more money or something like that, and is the story not gonna have as much heart as the original did? This is so great. Like you see the original characters as now parents and full adults, and like that was fun, and they weren't huge parts of the plot, which I just hit myself with the book, which I really appreciated, but I loved this, and I will absolutely be reading all the others. I just love hockey romance. You should read this if you love the Off-Campus. And then the last one that was on the TBR, well, I did have mood read, was Instagram Story Chooses, and I read Jade City, and I gave this 5 stars. This is so, I don't even want to say complex, but it's such a unique and interesting story. I might have given this 4.5. Let's check. I did 4.5. I was just missing just a little bit because at times it's a little slow, but even when it was slow, I did want to keep going. I'm very invested. I need to know what happens. So many things happen that I wasn't expecting, and this is one of those books that like makes you feel like the characters, I don't know how, but they feel very real, I guess. Like things happen to them and I was just like, oh no, no. So they felt like real people, and it felt like it could be real. I'm also just very invested in the concept of Jade. So interesting. You should read this. Very high fantasy, minimal romance, if any romance. Honestly, no romance? I think no romance. Maybe a dash of romance, but really no romance. And then I had a mood read, and I've decided for it to count for the game the way I am intending to play it, I need to have physically owned the book for the mood read to count as a point, since my whole purpose is trying to read books I own. But I did read 4 other books that I own, which we have talked about. I get 1 point for every 2 books I read on my physical TBR, so that's plus 2 points. But here, real quick, let me show you what all just off my TBR I read. Or just off of my physical TBR. I read Set on You, I gave that 3 stars. None of This Is True, and I gave that 5. Tom Lake, and I gave this 5. And then I read Ruthless Vows, and I also gave this 5. But you see what I mean? I had a good reading month. And then our challenge was earn a point for every special edition or subscription book I read, max 4. Unmaking of June Farrow and Yellowface are normal. Jade City is normal. Graham Effect is Barnes & Noble exclusive. It had bonus content. And then Ruthless Vows was also an exclusive. And Tom Lake is also an exclusive. And None of This Is True is a book of the month. Okay, so I got the full 4 points for the bonus. Wait, that is so exciting. So 4 bonus points plus 2 for reading 2 off of my physical, or 4 2 points for reading 4 books off my physical TBR. So we're at 6 points. Then I read 5 of them, so I got 11 points this month. And for those of you that don't know or haven't watched before, every 3 points is a physical book I can buy, but I don't tend to do it for a little while. So I'm not gonna go out and buy any, like I'm not gonna go do a haul. But if I did go out and buy some books, I could if I wanted to. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna color in the fun little sheet and then we'll get to play the game. Okay, it took me a while to test some colors out and figure out what I like. So I went with these markers for the prompt colors, and then we'll be doing pink for the mood read, orange, this like gold orange one for books I read off my physical TBR, just like as the extra points, and then this green is for the challenge because the challenge cards look like this. All right, got the dice tray. We need to start at start. Let us begin by picking our 3 challenge cards. Earn a book token for every genre I read, max 5. Earn a book for every fantasy, max 3. Earn a point if I read a book set in the current season, plus 2. Earn 2, oh, I see, plus 2 tokens. I love that I wrote these and sometimes I still don't understand. Okay. I'm really in a fantasy mood, so I think this might be smart. This could be a good choice, but I think I'm gonna go with this one. Can I see it if I sit it right there? Great, we're gonna put it right there. 3. 1, 2, 3. Raven card. The bookstore is having a huge sale. All books are 50% off. Move up 5 spots. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So another Raven. You fall into a reading slump. Replace this prompt with a mood read. All right. 3 and a 6. 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Cover. A book with an illustrated cover. Perfect for Valentine's Day, all those rom-coms. Okay, we're gonna try this part in a slightly different spot. I think the lighting's good unless I move like right here and then it gets kind of weird. So we're just gonna stay right here. But let's get into the first prompt. So I have 2 books in the mail that could be on this cart, which is X's and O's by Amy Lee and The No-Show by Beth O'Leary. So those are also, I'm going to include them in this because they are on the way. So let's look at our options. Illustrated cover, obviously very promising for rom-coms in February. I realize you can't really see the bottom, but I did redo this. There's a video of me redoing all my bookshelves. Also ignore our chaos, toddler life. But I think I'm gonna have to go with either X's and O's or The No-Show because both of those are ones I really want to read this month for Valentine's Day. I'm trying to decide which one. I think I'm gonna go with The No-Show for illustrated cover. I just feel like I've heard such good things, and it's like set on Valentine's Day, so I feel like that's a fun one to do. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. My husband gets to choose. Exciting. Okay, Jordan is currently at work and he would want to really peruse his options. So later when he is home, I will have him make his choice and we'll plop that in here right now. Jordan is here. He's gonna pick. Graham really wants to hang out with him, so we're gonna mull over our choices.
Do I go?
Yeah, I mean, you can tell us your thoughts.
Book 1. That's good. Where do I read about the book?
Inside flap if it's a hardback.
Interesting.
And you can spin the card around. There's more on the back.
Ooh. Very floppy. Nah. It looks good, but it's just not, I don't know. I'm really drawn to this one. I think it's just because the cover's very fun for me. I don't know. This looks very fun. And it sounds like it'll be good. But I just feel like halfway through you're gonna figure out what happens. And I don't have any reason to say that. It just feels like you're gonna be like, nope, I know how this one ends. When was this published?
A long time ago.
Yeah, okay. I'll let the cover slide then.
And those are the movie covers, unfortunately.
I see. I see. It looks old. Well, let's look. 2007. So, fun. But I don't think it's this month's vibe.
Oh, Graham would like to move the tripod.
Oh, thank you, sir. All right. This is not the first.
No, I've read
Second?
the first one.
All right. We've got our top 2.
You're taking this very seriously.
This is a very good. I don't know if I can pick between these 2. What does the rest of the TBR look like?
It's right there.
I think I'm gonna pick this one.
Okay, why?
It has a more fun cover, and it looks like it would add the most diversity to your current list.
8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Highest rated book I own / want to read. This is so fun because last month we got lowest. Okay, we had the opposite of this one, like I said. So let's look on my Goodreads because I've got one that's my whole physical TBR. I feel like I know what it's gonna be. And I don't know if I'm gonna count arcs because like arcs don't have a ton of reviews, which is why I think you know, their rating can be so much higher. Okay, so we're gonna sort by rating. Oh no, sort by average rating. Rating was just my rating. The highest one on this card is actually Redeeming Love by Francine Rivers. And I've had this for a long time, so it's finally time, I guess. We'll do Redeeming Love. There were some other ones that were pretty high up there, like Well of Ascension was right below that. So this is a 4.51. But like Skyward was right below it with 4.48, and then A Fire Endless 4.41, and Well of Ascension is 4.38. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ooh, mystery. A TBR veteran. So this is just a book I've had on my TBR for like a long time. Okay, a lot of options here. We're gonna have to take a gander. This one could work. Stardust Thief could work. It's been here for a while. A Fire Endless has been here for a long time. So has Kingsbane. Cersei has probably been on here like the longest of most of these. These are all pretty new. Love and Other Words and Happy Ever After Playlist have also been here for a while. Let's look at the back. The Cartographers I've had forever, and Dazzling Heights. Also American Royals and The Roommate. This is tough because like I could do Cersei, I could do A Fire Endless, or I could do Kingsbane. I also honestly could do The Well of Ascension because like I've had like the Mistborn trilogy for a long time. Oh, I am having a hard time with this one. Okay, you know what? I've really been wanting to read The Well of Ascension lately, so I think we're just gonna have to, we need to do it. How many pages is it? It's gotta be absurd. 613 pages, but we're gonna put The Well of Ascension. I've had this trilogy on my list for so long, and I'd owned the first book forever, and so I feel like that counts. Like, I mean, it's been here for a long time. It needs to get off the TBR. Let's do a roll with just the 4. And if we got a 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Another guest choice. Book from a subscription box. Subscription box. I'm currently only subscribed to Fairy Loot. I finally got off the Fairy Loot waitlist, but only for the YA books. I have a ton of Book of the Month books that I haven't read. So let's look. Obviously the Stardust Thief is right here. It's Book of the Month. The only Fairy Loot I have is A Fragile Enchantment. I got this in my book club exchange, but I also have a Book of the Month copy somewhere back there. So I do have the Cartographers. And then the Bodyguard. I might have to go look at my shelf. Let me read the first page of the Stardust Thief, and then maybe the first few pages of A Fragile Enchantment. Ooh, okay. This does sound really good. I know I want to read this. Look at how beautiful the cover is though. And it's kind of giving Regency romance. Okay. This is difficult because these both sound very good. I think I might go with this one. It's hard to say because this sounds really good. See, when I built the TBR cart again, I like read through a bunch of pages to decide what I wanted on the cart. And now when I read the pages, I'm like, oh, I do really want to read that. You know, we'll do a 4 again. Another 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh no, a Raven card. Books are flying off your shelves. You're looking for a little extra challenge. Pull 3 challenge cards, keep 1. Okay. Earn a book token for every different color book I read, max 7. Earn a book token for every book I've already read, unlimited. Earn 2 book tokens if you read a book set in a fictional world / place. I think we're gonna go with this one. I think if I ever pull this one, I'm always gonna take it. It's the only one that's unlimited. But it's because it's the root of the game, you know? 1. A book with more than 1 person on the cover. More than 1 person. Is there any fantasy that has 2 people in it? Okay, so I'm just thinking, it's been a while since I've read an Abby Jimenez and I love hers. So I do have the Happy Ever After playlist pulled, but I am really in a fantasy mood despite the fact that it is romance month. So I'm going to look and see if any fantasy books I have 2 people on the cover. I don't think they do. Ooh, okay, wait. I could do Renegades or Night Circus I'm going to have to move because of the light. Nope, I was thinking City of Bones would work, but it does not. I also could do Never by Jessa Hastings. Dead Romantics has 2. Better Than the Movies, American Roommate Experiment, Check and Mate. Okay, I feel like, okay, I'm gonna have to close the blinds. I feel like it's between these 3. I'm going to close the blinds and then I'm going to read a first page from them. I think I've gotten rid of most of the light. There's still some light, but I got rid of most of it. Okay, let's read these. This is always the problem when I read these because now I just want to immediately start reading all of these books. All 3 of these sound so good. I don't know what Jordan is gonna pick at this point. Obviously in the video you guys have seen what he picked. Like, I know I will read this so quickly and I love Abby Jimenez, but like both of these sound so cool. Okay, I think I'm gonna go with Happy Ever After playlist. I don't know if I'm gonna regret that. I feel like every time that I'm really on the fence, I end up reading like one of the other ones. Oh, that's a 2, if you can see it. 1, 2. A book set in a fictional place. This is pretty much limited to fantasy books. I've really been wanting, oh my gosh, I was just blinded. I've really been wanting to read A Fate Inked in Blood. It comes out this month. Because I don't really think you can count Renegades or The Night Circus as set in a fictional place because they're like kind of set in, I think, like dystopian America or like present day like UK with the traveling circus. So I've really been wanting to read this, so I think we'll put A Fate Inked in Blood on here. Okay, it landed over here, but it's a 4. So we're done. 1, 2, 3, 4. Woohoo! Okay, let's go back through what we got. So, book set in a fictional place. Book with more than 2 people on the cover. Book from a subscription box. TBR veteran. Highest rated book I own. And then I'll put a picture of whatever Jordan chose, my husband chose. And then book with an illustrated cover. I'm so excited. And then I've got wow, my phone is blowing up. And then I've got a mood read, and then our challenges are earn a book token for every fantasy I read. Totally forgot about that. Hope I think we've got 2 fantasies. Might have been smarter to pick some more. Oh, 3 fantasies, okay. And then earn a book token for every book I own that I already read. So I could basically double my points this month, which is super exciting. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you next time.
Got a dopamine rush, got a major league crush when you're next to me.